Welcome to Gotta Run with Will Presents. My name is Isang Smith and I am your host for today. We are recording on location at New York Roadrunners Run Center, located on 57th Street, southwest of Columbus Circle. We will be discussing a unique program called Run for the Future, a free summer running program for young women going into their senior year of high school. With me is Coach Annick Lamar, and she is leading the program for this summer. I believe this is your third year. So let's learn more about you about this program.
Sure. So I have the great distinction of joining in 2015 as the lead coach, and I was hooked. I had done college coaching and middle school high school, full array of coaching, but this program really spoke to me. So the next 2 years I was the program manager and have been able to run up the program. It's a very unique program. It offers new runners who are juniors in high school. It offers them the chance to participate in running for the first time, and these are young women who, for a variety of reasons, have not felt included in the running community. We bring them in, they participate, and at the end of the summer, once they complete the program, they receive a $2,000 scholarship.
Awesome. That is very exciting for them. That is very exciting for them.
Incentive.
So what are some of the highlights that you've witnessed in the past 3 years that you've been leading this program?
So when we ask these women to join us, these young women, they really don't like the sport of running, and it's understandable. It's very painful. They might not have had a running role model to show them how it can be accessible and fun. So for me, the real joy is seeing them halfway through the season start to believe that they are capable of running and that they can do it. And when they decide to call themselves runners, that's a real high for us.
Awesome. Have you experienced any challenges while leading this program as well?
Yeah, so the challenges tend to be things that a lot of new runners come up against. Shin splints, body aches, learning the difference between good pain and bad pain, and what you can push through and what you do need to sit down on and rest yourself for. So helping the new runners understand how their bodies are moving is something that's important for the program, but also for all new runners.
Yes, and that's amazing that they get to have you as part of leading them through these challenges, and it's very important to have that type of role model, as they're getting into this type of activity. So it's great that you're with them. Coach Annick, right now we'd love to learn more about you and how you actually got involved in running.
Absolutely. So I was one of those children who loved running from the minute that I did it, and I was very fortunate to have parents who, while they were not runners, supported my passion and my goal. So they helped me find access to great coaches and continue on through my youth and childhood experience. I ended up going to college for running. I went to a small liberal arts school called Haverford College, where I was a 4-time collegiate All-American. And then, fortunately, I caught the bug. I loved it enough that I did it professionally for 5 years, post-collegiately. And I was able to train in the mile. I'm a miler, so I definitely understand. Sometimes the short distances, whether it be 1 mile or 3.1 miles, are a pretty fun place to be.
That must have been some amazing years and some amazing memories created. Do you have any highlights, any highlight races that you'd want to share from those past couple years?
Sure. I was fortunate enough to make the Pan American team. The Pan American team is, outside the Olympics, the largest gathering of sports in one area, and it was in Guadalajara, Mexico in 2011, and you get selected based on your national appearance, and that year was in Eugene, Oregon. So obviously racing at Hayward Field and qualifying for an international team and getting to go represent the United States and wear the whole kit and have USA across the front was a really big, really great performance moment for me.
It's a great accomplishment.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Tremendous amount of fun.
Are you currently training now? Do you have any races coming up in the near future?
So I really identify with the Run for the Future program participants right now. I was injured pretty badly. I had 3 herniated discs in my spine, and so I am at the beginning of my journey again. I am starting running again, and it's listening to your body, it's taking time, and so hopefully I look to be doing some cross country. Okay. I love racing cross country, and the Roadrunners have a lot of great cross country races this fall, so I look to participate in some of the cross country races coming up soon.
All right, that's very exciting. Fall's right around the corner, and we are wishing you the best cross country season, and best training.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So now we're going to go ahead and introduce the high schoolers who are part of the Run for the Future program. And with me is May, our first interviewee. And so let's go ahead and learn more about you, May. What high school do you attend?
I attend LaGuardia High School, which is one of the specialized high school that specializes in music, performing arts, and arts. So I play piano and violin, so that's my major for school.
All right, piano and violin, those are really cool instruments.
Thank you.
All right. What surprised you about yourself while starting this program?
Before this, I attend City College New York STEM program, and I take college courses, and I have to come here right afterwards. So after a very exhausting day, it's like you're just like running everywhere, like around the city, and like trying to catch the train and make it on time here. And that's kind of what surprised me, was like I made it on time, and I had the energy to run with every time. Yeah,
you showed up and you're ready to train.
Yes.
So that's awesome. It's a good thing to keep up. So what challenges have you experienced during this program?
So we did the practice 5K of last week, and 3/4 of the way I wanted to stop. But that time there was a racing buddy, and she motivated me to continue, and I actually sprinted to the finish line once I started it. So that was like a challenge, and I just wanted to quit. I always quit when I run before, and now I just thought, okay, I can finally run and sprint to the finish.
Yeah, having supportive running buddies is super helpful, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's good that you're surrounded by them. So way to finish as well. So what is your strategy for the Percy Sutton 5K?
So I'm going to start off slow, because that's like a really good technique, because you don't want to start off fast and then you'll be exhausted. So I'm going to start off slow, and then probably like 0.5 miles when the race ends, I'll just sprint to the finish.
That's a brilliant strategy.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're wishing you the best of luck, and thank you so much for joining us today. All right. Cool. So we're going ahead and interviewing Tanya here now. Welcome, Tanya. This is fun to have you here, and thank you for sharing your experience about your running with the Run for the Future program. So, what high school do you attend?
I go to High School for Law, Advocacy, and Community Justice.
Okay.
Which is like up the block or so from here.
All right, that's nearby. Not a bad commute. Good, good, good. What surprised you about yourself while doing this program?
So I'm very lazy. So for me to like come and run really surprised me, because I don't run a lot. I run, but like only if I were to catch the bus, like May said, or walk my dogs, but that's not so often. So for me to like finish the practice 5K last week was like a surprise, because I did it.
Yeah, so it's finding kind of the extra motivation, you'd say. Yeah, well, it's awesome that you're showing up and doing this, and running definitely gives that type of motivation, especially I'm sure it's easier when you have teammates or people to train with and stuff, so it's good that you're doing that. What challenges have you experienced while training?
Since it's not my first time running, my body wasn't used to it, and the first couple of weeks was my calves would start to hurt, or my shins would start to hurt. But after a while, I just started running on my own when we had the days off, and I started to get used to it. The pain is still there, but it's just minimized.
So it's kind of like you pushed through what was uncomfortable, and now that you're surprised that you're able to go and do that. So it's great that you went ahead and pushed through it. And so what is your strategy for the Percy Sutton 5K?
So my coach, Coach G, she always tells me, your race, your pace. And so I run my own pace, and then once I get to near the end, I'll sprint as fast as I can. But in like from between the starting and the finishing line, I try my best to at least take a minute of a breather, and then just continue after that.
It's a good approach, and your race, your pace is a really awesome quote to keep with you. So that sounds like a great strategy, and we're wishing you the best of luck and fun over at the Percy Sutton 5K. So thanks for joining us. Thank you. Cool. All right, so now we're joined by Michelle, and who's also a part of the Run for the Future program. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi. So we'd love to know, what high school do you attend?
I go to Information Technology High School in Long Island City, Queens.
All right. For this program, what surprised you about yourself while training in it?
What surprised me was that my determination, because once I start the race, at first I'm just like, oh no, maybe I can't do it. But then I feel like because of all the girls, it's a girl group, so I feel like we all support each other, and we all help each other move on and keep going. So at times when I was doubting myself or doubting that I could finish the race, they would always tell me come on, we got this, we're halfway there, we're getting there. And I feel like that support group and just the support in general really helped me.
Great, yeah, and just for interviewing your other 2 training partners beforehand, it does sound like a very supportive group, and that's great because it's super helpful, super motivating to be surrounded by people that just want to help you get to the finish line for a lot of things, so that's great to hear. What challenges would you say you've experienced during training?
Definitely like balancing running this program with my other like life things. For example, I'm taking college courses as some of my other peers have done. Just come out of there at 3:30 and it's like a 40-minute commute here. So, you know, like it's balancing like, you know, my health and what I'm eating with like planning my foods out and keeping on track with all my assignments and stuff like that. So like that, like it has been a challenge, but like I feel like I'm at a place where I feel that like I can like use this and I can apply it to like when I do go into college, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you're taking college courses right now? Oh my gosh, yes.
College,
that's amazing, yeah, and just balancing everything in life as itself and, you know, showing up to training as well. That's very, it's very motivating and very inspiring, so good job, good job. What is your strategy for the Percy Sutton 5K?
My strategy is like obviously like staying at a constant pace because like some other peers have said, if you start off way too fast, then I found out, because I used to think that like, oh, the faster you run, the faster you're gonna get there, you know? But like that is not the truth, because if you like just exhaust yourself like halfway there, like you're gonna have no motivation to keep on going. So basically I just found out that like, even if I see people running past me and like, you know, like going way faster than me, like I feel like as long as I like maintain my pace and however fast I want to go, then you know I'll be okay. And obviously talking to my peers, because I used to think that before like if I talk to them or if I talk to people while running, I would get even more exhausted, but that's not the case. Yeah. Because if I talk to my other peers, like I get distracted from like, you know, the little pain that's like good for you while running. So.
Yeah, and you know, when it comes down to you going and just pushing through, but knowing it's your race, that also is, I'm sure, like that's the mindset it sounds like you have. So it's a great mindset to keep, and just, yeah, we wish you the best of luck at the Percy Sutton 5K, and thanks so much for joining us. All right, continuing on, we now get to go ahead and interview Ashley, who's part of Run for the Future program. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what high school do you attend?
I go to Queens High School for Sciences at York College.
All right. Cool. The Run for the Future. What surprised you about yourself during the training for this program?
So when training, I doubted myself a lot when running, because like a lot of us, we don't have the experience in running before coming here. So just doing the practice 5K just last week, I realized that I can do it. And if I put my mind to it and just practice and keep consistency, that's really important, that we keep running even on days that we don't have practice. Yeah. We can do it and we can run. So that really surprised me that I can do it with the support of the program, which is very important.
Yeah, and I'm sure with the support of the program, it sounds like consistency, that's easier, right, when you have this. That's great that you're able to kind of stay consistent and focus on that. All right, so for the next question, what challenges have you experienced while training for this program?
So some of the challenges I faced, like many of my teammates, is balancing other things, other commitments that we have outside of the program with running. So even though we have like this set amount of time to run each time we have practice, it's hard to make sure that we come on time and make sure that we have enough practices in order to prepare for the 5K and keep up with like jobs, internships that we also might have during the summer. So that's kind of been one of my challenges, but I've worked through it, and just like scheduling out the time for everything. We had a presenter a few days ago who said that we should schedule out everything that we do. Like running is similar to hanging out with friends. So you schedule a time to hang out with your friends, and you schedule a time to go run, and then you keep to that plan. So that's very important in order to keep running.
Yeah, so it's kind of planning in advance, it sounds like. And do you like to plan on a schedule? Like, do you plan your weeks out in advance? That's great, yeah. Yeah, just pretty much scheduling your week in advance, it sounds like. And do you like to use like a planner or a calendar or something to go ahead and set that up?
Yeah, and some of my friends think I'm a little like too much into it. I like to color code a lot, so.
Hey, me too. So I'm a passion planner. But that's great. Yeah, it's super helpful to go ahead and plan in advance because you're on a mission, right? You're training for something, and being able to see clearly, visually, that your days are set around training and also doing, other life commitments. That's great that you're taking those steps. So keep that up.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is your strategy for the Percy Sutton 5K?
So a lot of our coaches tell us to start off slower than we think we can actually run. So don't start out sprinting. Definitely don't do that, because then you'll use all your energy up before you even get halfway through. So just starting slower than I think I can run, and then gradually picking up the pace, maybe when I'm a mile away. So I think that's what I will do at the 5K.
Great, that sounds like a brilliant strategy. So wishing you the best of luck and fun for the Percy Sutton 5K, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Jessica, welcome Jessica. All right, pretty much welcome Jessica.
Thank you.
And you're training currently in the Run for the Future program, so thank you so much for sharing your story with us. So what high school do you attend?
Oh, I go to Stuyvesant High School in Tribeca.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right. In training for this program, what surprised you about yourself?
Definitely, I never thought I was an athletic person, but not that I am right now.
So being determined to run, that attitude, that motivation, that surprised you that you had that for running? Yeah,
Definitely.
And so you felt determined and you're surprised about that. What else?
What else? What my friend said earlier, definitely. Being able to balance everything.
Yeah, being able to balance everything. Life's pretty busy, right? You guys are going into your senior year of high school. I remember when I was a senior, it was crazy. I was college applications, where am I going? There's so many things I had to do for classes, but you're finding that determination, that attitude to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and run.
Yeah, and definitely having that determination, to be able to do everything else. I never thought I could run before, but having that motivation, everywhere else in life.
Yeah, no, I mean, that sounds great. It sounds like you have some pretty supportive, motivating teammates to train with. And do you feel that that's been something that's kind of given you that determination?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
I love Ashley.
Hey Ashley. All right, yeah. From what I've seen so far and heard so far, you guys are just working together. Do you feel with that in mind, part of an environment that you just feel it just inspires you to kind of not only do better in training, but in your usual day-to-day activities? Yeah. Cool. Well, that's good to hear. Running does that. It's a motivating sport. So that's awesome that you're determined to do it and you're sticking to it. So good. What challenges have you experienced while training?
The first time we ran our first mile, I thought it was the most difficult thing in the world. And we started running, but we often stopped to walk, and it was so hard to push through the last part of the running. But then during our three practice 5K, it was a lot easier, and I definitely felt running. I will continue running in the future. Yeah.
That's great to hear. Yeah, and so that sounds like a really good memory, by the way. Even though it was a really hard thing to do, you completed it, and now it kind of just gave you that extra motivation to continue. Yeah, well, great. I'm glad you made it through that challenge. Congratulations. So what strategy do you have for the Percy Sutton 5K?
Definitely your race, your pace, and having run at a conversational pace and talk to your race buddies, and definitely counting your steps 1, 2, 1, 2, and keep on going.
Yeah, that's a really good strategy. Yeah, so it sounds like you're set to go, and I'm so happy to hear that this is kind of giving you that determination and just continue going. You're going to have a great race. So we're wishing you the best of luck, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. All right, yeah.
My goal is to at least be 30 minutes or better. So, I'm excited about finishing the race and being energized afterwards.
My goal is to cross that line, whether if I'm tired, thirsty, anything. I need to cross that line.
I'm most excited that this is our first 5K and we're all doing it together as a team.
Thank you so much for joining us today for Gotta Run with Will Presents here at the New York Roadrunners Run Center. It was great to interview these amazing young ladies, and we're wishing them the best of luck at the Percy Sutton 5K. Thank you.
class, our guest this morning. They have just completed the Percy Sutton Harlem 5K run as participants of the New York Roadrunners Run for the Future program. Here to tell us more about it, our new runners, Celine Yan and Fatima Hassan. Welcome. And Michael Caparasso, you're president of the organization. How do you guys feel? I know you ran a big race yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Michael, why don't you tell us a little bit about Run for the Future?
Well, Run for the Future is a terrific program that we've had now for 6 years at New York Roadrunners, and it gives young women who are going into their senior year in high school an opportunity to train for 7 weeks to run their first ever 5K, and we give them classes and we give them training, and then yesterday they both ran their first 5K.
Wow, how did that feel, Celine?
Felt actually phenomenal, to be honest, because I've never done something before, and just running in a crowd with more than 5,000 people, it was just amazing.
How about you?
I felt like really accomplished at the end of it. Like I was thinking it was just like walking through that finish line, but I ran the whole thing. So,
You know, what I love about this is that, first of all, this program is for women who are going into their senior year in high school. So you apply actually this spring for the program.
Yeah.
And then it's 7 weeks over the summer that they train? How does this work?
7 weeks. So we start them right after they get out of the school year.
Okay.
We run through till yesterday, and we give them training for running. We give them tips on stretching, tips on nutrition, and everything that kind of prepares them for a race. A lot of times these young women haven't run before, so this kind of helps them. And they get to meet a lot of people and kind of build some friendships along the way as well.
So what prompted you two to get involved in this? We're looking at I guess, was this your race yesterday? Oh, a lot of different celebrities and high-profile folks are coming out to help out as well. But what got you two involved?
Well, I saw this opportunity on my school's newsletter, and it was really interesting because it said that it was empowering females in running, and it was just something new that I wanted to try for my junior year.
That's great. And Fatima, had you ever run before? Was this?
No, not at all. Like I thought I hated running, but I actually really did end up enjoying it, which I was surprised about. So,
how are the students chosen? Because this program is open to all upcoming seniors in high school throughout the 5 boroughs. And the other thing is amazing is that each participant gets, oh, there you are running, Fatima, $1,500 scholarship, right? Each one gets $1,500 scholarship to go towards college.
That's correct. All of the participants, when they complete the course and they run their 5Ks they did yesterday, they get $1,500 scholarship for their college for next year. So we're really excited about that. It gives them a great opportunity to kind of have something else to look forward to as well.
All right, and ladies, how does it help? I mean, because you also learn about nutrition, you learn about a lot of other things as well.
So I remember my most fondest class that I had was a fitness class, and we learned, it emphasized that exercise after a run is really important, so it was just, yeah, having a demonstration, and it was really cool and interactive.
How about you, Fatima?
For me, like the most interesting class would have to be the nutrition class, because like I realized like how unhealthy I was eating and everything. So I've decided to like try like everything she told us. I'm like trying to put that into my diet. But,
that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, I love it because I'm like you, Fatima. I am not a runner. I mean, that thing sounds so painful to me, but it's wonderful there's this program to really start people who think like us, and then you really achieve this great accomplishment. Congratulations.
So do we have a shirt to get you?
Ooh.
You're a Run for the Future.
Thank you. It's going to take a lot more than 7 weeks for me to get into this, but that's wonderful. And also, happy birthday to you, Celine. You just turned 17 yesterday. All right, you guys, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And again, it starts in spring, so you all, if you're interested, you want to start applying now, right?